The Redmi Y1 is the first in a new lineup of selfie-centric smartphones that are directed at the youth in India. It comes with a design that's similar to Redmi Note 4, albeit with a plastic body and slightly different internals. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get the latest updates from us. Since it's a selfie-centric smartphone, let's start with the front-facing camera itself. What we get is a 16-megapixel f2 unit. To be honest, I'm truly amazed at the capability of this front-facing camera. I've loved the front-facing camera on smartphones such as the Oppo F3 and the OnePlus 5. However, for a smartphone that's priced at 8,999, this well exceeds my expectations. The amount of detail captured is truly impressive, and you can easily see the great detailing when you pixel peep. It does a really good job at the exposure as well as gets the colors bang on in terms of accuracy. There's a beauty mode as well, which you can use to either configure manually yourself or allow the phone to choose a setting for you. There isn't a bokeh or portrait mode, but the phone gives some pretty decent natural lens bokeh for a smartphone in this price range. It's got a field of view of 76.4 degrees, which is pretty good for solo selfies and smaller group selfies. However, for larger groups, it may not be big enough. There isn't an HDR mode available for the front-facing camera, but the dynamic range is pretty decent. At night, there's pretty visible noise from the front camera, but still one of the better ones in this price range, and the LED flash does help to make a frame a bit brighter, but not too much. Coming to the rear camera, we have a 13-megapixel f2.2 camera, which isn't as impressive as the front camera, which could be expected since I guess the focus is mainly on selfies. There's a bit of a shutter lag which requires you to keep the phone and your hand steady. It takes a moment after you press the shutter in order to capture the photo, and the shutter speed is more or less the same, but it takes a bit longer to process the image after it's been captured using the HDR mode. The dynamic range isn't that great, but the HDR mode does help improve it to a large extent. The exposure is pretty good, but there seems to be a tendency for purple fringing and the white balance is off at times. While 13 megapixel of resolution is actually enough for sufficient details, it actually loses out on the details, which is evident when you pixel peep, as there's a lot of noise reduction applied. This is evident in low light photos, especially where the phone automatically switches to HHD mode and the photos seem quite mushy and lacking details due to the noise reduction. There's no portrait or bokeh mode on the rear camera either, but something that offers something similar is a tilt shift mode, which can capture images with the blurry region in either circular or parallel patterns. The effect is pretty artificial and won't work with most of the photos that you capture, but at least there's an option. Panorama mode does stitching pretty well, but is prone to blurring if you move it a bit faster than the phone can process. The detailing is also not too great since the resulting image has a height of just 1216 pixels. The rear camera can record videos at 1080p 30fps, but again the detailing isn't too great and seems to lack sharpness, and the purple tint is again evident here. There's no EIS nor OIS, so the videos aren't too stable either. So again, this is the rear camera of the Redmi Y1, and we are recording a full HD video, which is the maximum resolution that this can shoot at. Let me know how the overall detailing is, the sharpness, exposure, the stabilization, etc. I'm still moving, and even how it picks up the audio. Right now I'm talking from behind the phone, so maybe the audio won't be ideal, but if you can still hear me pretty well, then this could be a pretty cheap phone if you want to do vlogging on the go. Let me know in the comments. The phone does take time-lapse videos with the rear camera, which are decent, but there's no slow motion video. The front-facing camera actually takes much better videos that have more detailing, better colors, sharpness, and even stabilization compared to the rear camera, despite also not having EIS or OIS. Even the audio is much better and does a good job at minimizing the background noise. Hey guys, so this is the front-facing camera of the Redmi Y1, and I'm recording a video. Let me know how the overall stabilization is, how the sharpness, the detailing, the colors, as well as the overall exposure, and not to miss out the audio portion also, whether you can actually hear my voice properly or whether it's coming muffled. I'm here in Cubbon Park in Bangalore. It's a bit crowded here since it's a weekend. But if you can hear my voice pretty clearly, then it's doing its job really well, so do let me know about that in the comment section. The Redmi Y1 does what it intends to and much more. It has one of the best front-facing cameras, not just for a phone under 10k rupees, but also for a phone under 20k rupees, and can only be matched by the likes of the Oppo F3. So it certainly does punch above its weight, and while the rear camera performance isn't too great, it isn't horrible either, and is in fact in line with most other Xiaomi phones. So if you're into the selfie game but don't want to invest too much, then perhaps this is the best smartphone for you. That's it for this video guys, thanks for watching and see you again in the next one.